Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I'm gonna talk about Tom Loeffler right now. First, I want to say that video, that Jordan commercial, is epic. It's classic. Very clever. But Canelo's response was very poignant and to the point. Very direct. Uh, Basically, you need me. You need me. You go into purgatory without me. But at the end of the day, if they don't want to fight the A-level fighters, and well, Canelo don't have any mandatories, but then it means nothing anyway, right? So anyways, moving forward, I want to talk about Tom Loeffler. First, I want to say Abel Sanchez said something that was so powerful when I was doing the Roberto Garcia interviews. He does all the matchmaking for Triple G. And I didn't know that when I interviewed Abel Sanchez. He said he's just a trainer. But in actuality, you know, I'm not supposed to know everything. So, I mean, there are some things you guys will never know about me. There are some things I'll never know about y'all. And at the end of the day, that's life sometimes, right? You ain't going to know everything. Moving forward, I want to talk about Tom Loeffler and the recent dealings of him as a promoter. I was having a conversation in the gym today. By the way, my hand speed is just getting stupid right now. I mean, like, anyways, as I digress back into it's getting so much better, man. Like, you know, I'm just having too much fun in there. Anyways, moving forward. And the conversation I had is Tom Loeffler has been arguably, if there's 5 top promotion companies, he's been the worst. I mean, the decision making he's done has been asinine. You understand what I'm saying? Let's start with Klitschko. Klitschko Fury to Klitschko Joshua. This is the weakest point I'm going to make. Klitschko had a chance to come back either way, right? To fight a Tyson Fury who made him freeze up, made him look like John Molina against Adrian Broner, right? Didn't throw many punches, low risk fight, didn't get the rematch there, right? A guy who has that many belts deserves a rematch under all circumstances. I assume Klitschko didn't want it, but if you can't convince a guy to get in the ring for $15 million, he really doesn't want it. Maybe, because I don't think so. Moving forward to Anthony Joshua, which was the fight of the year, epic fight. He didn't get the rematch there. I don't know how you not make either of those 2 rematches for all the money that those fighters would have made. You know, I think that's terrible on Tom Loeffler's part. Terrible start, number 1. He ruined Chocolatito's career. I'm going to start with the Quadras fight. I was there ringside. Quadras lost the fight, but roughed up Chocolatito. He looked like the loser for all intents and purposes. I had the pleasure of sitting in Chocolatito's dressing room, who's a very humble guy, sitting next to his wife, sitting next to his girlfriend. I have nothing bad to say about Chocolatito. I have everything bad to say about his handlers. And I would say that Vargas, I would say Chocolatito's handlers are worse than Francisco Vargas' handlers. And I'll say this. He went from Quadras. He moved up in weight to fight Quadras, right? I don't know if the weight is 118. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. He wanted to be the 4-time world champ. I forget where he's from. Nicaragua. He's down there somewhere. Forgive me for not knowing, for forgetting where he's from. I know he's from South America, right? And I know he was going after Roberto Duran. He's from Panama. I believe he was going after Roberto Duran's 4-time or 4-division, 5-division world champion, right? And Quadras, he won the fight, but it looks like he lost, right? Moving forward, against the Asian kid, I can't pronounce his name, but I can see all like 11 letters, right? R, U, something, right? He lost to him in a bad fight. Bad matchup stylistically. He lost. He got away with the Quadras fight, right? In this fight, he lost all his belts, lost his invincibility. And it was just a bad look for him, right? Here's what I would have did as his promoter. I would have took him back to his home country, got him some home cooking, uh, and had a fight down there. Remember, he's still ESPN's top ten fighter, so he still has some name cachet. 100% has name cachet. 100%, right? Because maybe it's just a fluke. You know what I mean? He came on strong late in the fight. HBO wanted him to win, but he ended up not winning. And I'm uncertain if I was at that fight. If that was at StubHub, I might have been there, may have not been. I'm uncertain where that fight was. But he lost the fight. He should have went back and got some home cooking. Every fighter I've competed, you want to play immediately. How many times have you lost to your little brother, your little cousin in Madden or in the backyard playing basketball, or if you're a weekend warrior playing 5-on-5 and you're like, fuck that, I'm staying till I get my rematch, right? Or in Madden, right? Fuck you. Let's play again right now. $50. Double or nothing, right? That's exactly what Chocolatito said. But this is a business. This is a common sense business, right? Tom Loeffler put him right back in there. And we saw his career leave him like the ghost of Christmas past, right? Scrooge, you know what I mean? Like, just when he was laying on that mat, unconscious, dead from that right or left hand, I forget. We saw his career literally just poof, vanish into thin air. You just came off one of the toughest schedules. Move up in weight. Fight Quadras. First of all, he got lucky with we saw him with the other kid who got his shoe. I forget the other guy's name, man. The guy who lost his shoe. I'm not sure if that was Quadras, but prior to that, on Triple G's card, he had a tough fight with a guy who messed up his shoe. I was at that fight as well. And moving forward to Quadras, moving up in weight. He's had a tough calendar. And I know these young kids got to take the little weight classes, got to take challenges to stay current, to stay relevant, to make the big payday. But at the end of the day, do you want to get checks for 10 years or do you want to get checked for 2 years? And Tom Loeffler did a piss poor job. I mean, one of the worst jobs you can possibly do with him, right? And he ended up getting knocked out, and we saw his career flatline right in front of us. We saw HBO turn their backs on him, Jim Lampley, everybody, and we haven't seen him since. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a YouTube video on him since that night. That's how irrelevant Chocolatito is. Dan Raphael, who had him #1 pound for pound, haven't even mentioned his name. How do you not mention Chocolatito's name with Triple G? Right? It doesn't, like, think about that. That's asinine, right? How can, moving forward, Triple G. Now coming off the Daniel Jacobs, right? He's fought bums, right? I even told Abel Sanchez, the guy's fought bums, man. He hasn't really fought anyone. 8 of his last 10 opponents has been terrible. Piss poor, C-level fighters, right? Now, coming off of Jacobs, in the words of Triple G, I want to unify the division. That is my goal. I'm not leaving 160. I'm not moving up to 68 to fight Ward. I'm not moving down to fight Lara. Lara doesn't have no belts. In the words of Abel Sanchez, what name cachet does he have? What value does he have? He's a little guy. But yet they want to fight Vander Martin Erosion, who hasn't fought in 2 years and never fought at 160. Right? But Tom Loeffler, right? This is Tom Loeffler's game, right? He's the captain of this ship. He's the clipper of this ship. I'm just going to show cerebral aptitude by saying clipper. So tell Loeffler I'm as intellectual, if not more intellectually gifted than you are. Anyhow, moving forward. Where am I at? Okay. Coming off the Daniel Jacobs fight. He was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders in June, right? June, July, I remember that, right? But Canelo and Golden Boy, here's the catch. Golden Boy said, no, you can't fight Billy Joe Saunders. The reason why? Because I want I want all that money in September. So they come out Cinco de Mayo last weekend after that below average fight with Chavez Jr. And they announced that fight for September, which was a great idea. But keep in mind, Triple G wanted to unify the division, right? Now, if he wants to unify the division, he allowed Oscar to own his fighter. The reason why Triple G hasn't fought since. Triple G was a very active fighter. He usually fights in December, January, October, somewhere, but he fought in September, so we'll give him a pass. He's supposed to be fighting in February, March, right? If not January, if he knows he's coming back in May for the rematch with Triple G, right? With Triple G Canelo. He didn't unify with Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders ended up beating David Lemieux, and 12 rounds to nothing, 11 rounds to 1, whatever the case may be. But he allowed Oscar and Golden Boy to manage and control and dictate how he gets paid, right? Oh, we just gonna wait for this fight. We made X amount of dollars for this fight, but we're gonna forget about our ultimate goal, which was Triple G's ultimate goal, which was Abel Sanchez's ultimate goal, because he didn't move up and fight Ward. He didn't move down to fight Lara. Didn't ask Lara to come up for the best fights, right? So at the end of the day, Klitschko literally ruined Chocolatito's career. Ruined to shambles. Chocolatito is nothing. They had him in front of Floyd Mayweather. They had him in front of Terrence Bud Crawford. They had him in front of Lomachenko. Give me a break. In front of Like It, Love It, or Hate It, they had him in front of Keith One-Time Thurman. So they had him in front of Andre S.O.G. Ward. Wow. So anyways, now Triple G is stuck. They want the May 5th opponent. And I'm going to tell you why I believe they want that May 5th opponent. They don't want to be forced with mandatories or looking up at Billy Joe Saunders, who's one of the top 3 best boxers. I'm not going to go through who I think is the best boxer. I'm talking about boxer punchers, not puncher boxers. Puncher fighters, whatever you want to call them. Knockout artists. And Billy Joe Saunders. Do you unify with Billy Joe Saunders or go immediately to your mandatories? They want that May 5th date so they're free and clear for September so Oscar can own them again. Now, let me tell you something. Put this in layman's terms. If your girl leave you, a real one ain't going to sit back and wait. You're going to make a decision. You're going to aggressively pursue her, get her back, or you're going to go and find another one. They did neither. They just sat and waited for Canelo. They sat and waited. Triple G should have fought a bum like he typically does in December and January. Should have fought a bum. But Oscar says, no, I'm not. If you fight a bum, win or lose, we're not giving you the Canelo fight. So you got to sit on your hands and wait for me. And Canelo response today, you are nothing. Basically, you are nothing without me, which is facts. Now Triple G is exposed. His name cachet has probably lost 25 to 35% of his name value. Chocolatito's career is over. And Klitschko didn't get 2 rematches, which probably could have garnished him anywhere between $20 and $30 million respectively for both fights. So arguably, according to Barbershop Conversations, Tom Loeffler has been the worst promoter, the worst big-time promoter in boxing the past 3 years. The worst. And that they have to hold on to Triple G as long as possible. And they know his next big fight, he's going to lose. He's 36 years old. He doesn't have the fast twitch muscle fibers. He's a great boxer. He's a rock'em sock'em robot. If you move your feet, if you got any type of lateral work, you're not going to have he's not going to have a chance. He's a silver medalist. They've marketed him extensively in the right way. And
Daddy, this video started.
And so at the end of the day,
and I don't forget how to surf and act.
So at the end of the day, if you want to sign with K2 Promotions, this is what's going to happen. He is a passive-aggressive, non-alpha male. That's typically what he is, which makes him a below average promoter. Because how can you allow Oscar, who is, we've all witnessed who he is and what he's about. You let him dictate your fighter's career. You might as well just hand over your promotional contract to Golden Boy and say, here, can you promote my fighter from this point moving forward? Because you're not doing nothing for him. Right? I'm just talking about in the ring. I don't know what goes on outside the ring and his other sponsors. I'm talking about his professional fighting career, and you want those 4 belts. Right? He did nothing. The 4 major sanction bodies. Some of you guys still respect the lineal title. So that's my take on it. I think Tom Loeffler is terrible as a promoter. He's been below average, and he doesn't want to hear this. You know, he's one of the more sensitive guys. Like, he has no Lou DiBella in him. He has no Eddie Hearn in him. He just sits there and, and that's what it is, man. I have no qualms. And the funny thing is, I just call a spade a spade. I'm not mad at him. This is not a hit video on him or nothing like that. I have no ill will towards. I literally have no ill will towards him. This is just me just spitting facts, and I'm watching him ruin another fighter's career. We're watching him ruin Triple G's career right before our eyes. Triple G should be walking into his 2nd fight this year. Whether it be a bum or whether it don't be a bum. He should be walking into his 2nd fight. He should be fighting Billy Joe Saunders right now. The fight for Billy Joe Saunders should be scheduled right now. In New York or in LA. Billy Joe Saunders don't mind traveling. He's a gypsy at heart, right? Anyways, man, barbershop conversations. If you agree or disagree, I'm just talking about facts. I have no ill will towards Tom Loeffler. Please, let's understand that. I'm just talking about facts and where we are today in terms of Vanis Marderosian signing his contract Sunday or Monday and them trying to find a way for Triple G to keep his IBF strap. He sits on his hands all day. He literally sits on his hands all day. He's the guy that compliments the pretty girl and believes that she's too beautiful for me. He's the kind of guy that in college was on scout team and just wanted to hang out with the players. So he don't mind being on scout team getting ran over by the first string running back. You know, he's that dude, man. He's just passive aggressive, man. He should have been aggressive, should have been in the forefront, should have manipulated the media instead of sitting on his hands while we're waiting on Oscar. No, we have a fight date in January, and we're going to take this fight. Canelo can't move without you. There's no money out there for Canelo without you. You should have realized that. Who can Canelo fight right now that can get that much money? I'm still waiting. No one. Canelo's gonna get his, his $10 million. I'm talking about outside of his normal realm. I don't know what he makes per fight. But anyways, man, barbershop conversation. I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment section. And talk to you guys real soon. Appreciate you guys.